I'm pulling in right now, y'all. I ain't about to do this while I'm driving, but I don't even want to delay this one because I think it's a lot of y'all giving way too many second chances. And we always preach about forgiveness, you know. Even I've said relationships require forgiveness. And on some level, that's true. But can I also say something? And that's that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a right time and a right place to forgive. And there's a right time and a place and circumstance to stop giving second chances. I know, like, whenever the word says forgive and forget, people take that as let somebody do you wrong over and over and over again. I think the word of God has multiple interpretations, and that sometimes, yeah, you need to forgive and then forget the version of them that they presented to you, which was never their truth to begin with. Sometimes you need to forgive that person for what they did. Yes, always forgive. Now, there's a process to get to forgiveness. You know, don't just jump to forgiveness if you haven't yet processed whatever they did wrong. But forgive and then forget all of the nonsense that they told you. Oh, I love you, though. You know I care for you. But the action says something completely different. Forget that. Forgive and forget. But don't just forget in terms of letting somebody do it all over again. They played in your face before. That's not what you forget. I think you're supposed to forgive and then forget something, but don't forget how that person made you feel. Forget the lies that they told you that had you letting down your guard to even begin with. Ain't no more second chances. There's a time and a place for that. Now I'm talking more so contextually. I am talking not necessarily literally, but I'm talking contextually. You know, if you give somebody a second chance because you saw valid effort, because they made progress, but they still fell short, or because it's been a year or 2 years since the last time y'all had this conversation, and here's the same thing again, but it's not a deal breaker, I understand that. There's been time. You know, as humans, we can forget certain things. We can lose track of things. Life happens, right? Cool. But do not give somebody a second chance to show you they still don't care about you. There are some fundamental flaws, shortcomings, whatever. There are some fundamental things. Yeah, I'm speaking from experience too, Filippo. I know you trolling. I don't care. I don't sit up on no pedestal. But I'm going to give you the truth. What you do with it is on you. But from professional and personal experience, there are certain times where you do need to give a second chance because you got somebody who's putting forth the effort. They're showing you that they care about you. However, the expression of it isn't exactly how it needs to be. And there are sometimes, y'all, the person going to play in your face and show you they don't even respect you. And you giving them a second chance is you giving God a slap in the face for him showing you the red flags, the true colors the first time, and you feeling like, well, I'm going to just paint over whatever color I really want to see. Sometimes you giving that person that God did not send a second chance is you preventing the first chance for the man God has sent to love you truly. I'm going to keep it real with you. Y'all, I mean, am I making sense to anybody? Y'all tell me if I'm making sense to anybody. There's a time and a place for a second chance. I'm putting the Masterclass here. I saw an email come in. Now, the Masterclass is discussing literally how to break soul ties, how to get that mental, emotional, and spiritual reset after you gave somebody access to you that didn't deserve you. Maybe multiple, maybe just one. However, got an interesting email. Most of the feedback, actually 99% of it has all been, there, thank you, I'm experiencing freedom like never before. My sleep is better. My this is that, and like this live's just changing off a free Masterclass. It's kind of crazy. One woman hit me up. Now, she done watched the whole Masterclass. And her question was, how do I know I'm not being too harsh? The guy that she has a soul tie with. So she doesn't ignore all of the strategies to get her peace and all that kind of stuff. He done qualify for the type of person I laid out as far as you need to get rid of this dude. The side effects are hurting you, you know, of the soul tie, etc. And she had the question of, like, how does she know that she's not being too harsh? Like, she's not being too unforgiving. Basically, should she give him a second chance? And I said, you know what? Maybe I need to take a deeper look into this. I don't want to be black and white, one dimensional. Everybody's situation is the same, you know, so I hit her back, got some more context. And essentially, she hasn't fully come into agreement with her own healing, but this is how deep a person can hurt you, even after they've done all their damage and you don't have them in your life no more. This is how deep they can rewire you. and your standards if you stay in their presence too long and you give too many second chances, because that's what the multiple over and over second chances or the wrong second chance can do to you. It keeps you in a space where now your temperature acclimates down to the environment. You may have come into the relationship on fire for your highest potential, your goals, those that you love, stronger relationships, stronger relationship with God, or, no more addictions or any bad anything. You're just on fire. And then this person comes in and gives you a lukewarm love, makes you feel weird for being on fire, tell you that you're unrealistic, to like criticize you out. So your mind ain't even on all of the ways that you blessed and how you rocking and rolling and you doing your thing and you top tier. All your mind gets to be on now, because you're around this critical person, is all the ways that you're not good enough, the ways that you need to keep chasing this carrot of their affection and their approval. And eventually you come to tolerate that because your temperature has now come down to match his. And that comes by way of either the wrong second chances being given or too many second chances being given. I'm a believer we all fall short. I've fallen short many times. I'm going to fall short some more in some other kind of ways. We all fall short, right? But again, there's a time and a place. There's a right and a wrong way to do everything. If somebody has really played in your face in the realm of deal breaker, let me just give you an example. You should not be giving somebody a second chance to do something to you that could have ruined you permanently the first time they did it. You should not be giving any man a second chance. Really, this goes for friendships too, but we're just talking to relationships because that's what the young lady was speaking on. If he did something to you that you may or may not have recovered from the very first time he did it, but you did, you should not be given a second chance. I don't care how forgiving you are. I don't care what grace that you've needed in your life. Forgiveness does not equate to continued access. So you can forgive in terms of releasing that man, not personalizing it, detaching, of course, first going through the process so you can healthily forgive, because there's a way to forgive and it actually be counterproductive to you. I know that's too much to get into here. That's why I do masterclasses and mentorship and all that kind of stuff. But you can forgive that man and release him. You can send him right back to the pit of hell where he came from or whatever. Send him back to therapy where he should have been all along. Send him back to his mama to finish raising him. But if he does something to you, some of y'all have had your credit messed up. Some of y'all have had friendships and relationships with family messed up. Some of y'all have been, can I go all the way there? Some of y'all have been given STDs or had your health risked by this man. Some of y'all have been psychologically broken by this man, or at least damaged. And it's something that you may or may not have recovered from. There are no second chances for something that could have been fatal in a certain sense. Sometimes fatal for real. Abuse, ain't no more second chances. That's over with. That's over with. And I want you guys to be careful about the gaslighting and manipulation of a man who's sitting there asking for a second chance. And oftentimes it's a 20-second chance. But a second chance for something there should be no second chances for. Because all he's really asking for is a second chance to show you again why he didn't deserve the first one. And the gaslighting is typically going to leverage your empathy. If you're an empath, if you're a woman who thinks more like first of others, because you feel like everybody else going to do the same as you. Everybody got the same heart as you. He'll leverage that. He'll leverage, his sob story from the past and all the things, inadvertently making you responsible for the work he has not done before he came into your life. Be mindful now. I want y'all to be put on game. I want you to be vigilant about the ways that a guy would try to use any type of open door or open a door that he really don't deserve to be able to walk through. A man would do that. He'll come at you with all the, you know what I'm saying? I've always had to struggle and everybody just left me. It's a reason why. There's a reason why everybody just left you. I ain't saying that, kids deserve to be left by their mom and dad. I don't care how horrible it is. He ain't saying that. But my exes and my friends, they deserted me. Yeah, it's a reason why. They got the heck up out of Dodge. They did the right thing. And I'm about to do it again. Again, when a man comes to you with all of these Saving Private Ryan stories about all that he's been through, and that's the reason why he's so screwed up, he's inadvertently making you responsible for the work he has not done to be safe to love now. You go to a restaurant and they got salmonella poisoning or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They just out here handing out, people just falling sick and, and other things. Nobody cares about the fact that, the chicken was kept at a certain temperature beforehand. That, they had all this kind of dirt and stuff in the house. Like, no, I don't care. You still served it to me. You still opened up for business. You didn't do quality control and check the quality and the safety of what you're about to deliver. Now, it happened and may not be your fault, but it was your responsibility to clean that up, to tighten that up before you gave it to me. Now, you got to deal with the consequences. And the consequences is I got to protect myself from you. Y'all, please stop giving second chances. In certain situations, again, if you got a man that's showing you consistent effort, if you got a man that's showing you, hey, I made progress, but I didn't hit the mark exactly right, and we're not talking deal breakers, we're not talking about something that could have shattered you or anything like that, give that man a second chance. Absolutely. He's human. We all make mistakes, etc. But if somebody shows you they don't even hold the same value system that you do, they don't have the same principles that you do, that's something that's so much bigger than you. If he's 40 years old, that's 40 years of wiring, conditioning, just it's cemented who he is. You're up against something that pre-existed you. Ain't no second chance for you to see that again. There ain't no second chance. And let me just keep it all the way 100 for the men out there, because some of y'all already seen in the comments. Fellas, it ain't but so many second chances you can get from a good woman anyway. I know some of y'all get it confused. Yeah, shoot, I done did this, Let me tell you something, man. After a while, that woman don't love you no more. She may be attached to you from a wounded place because you've broken her down so much. But after a while of her giving you a second chance, honestly, you got about 2 good ones of really, really hurting her. 2 good ones. 2 good chances. She may give you 1 second chance to say, okay, that's the first and only time I've ever seen it. After that, slowly, and that's if it takes 2, slowly, you're going to lose her more and more and more. So that good woman that loves you so much, she may give you a second chance in terms of her physical presence, staying in a relationship. She may. But the version of her that you got the very first time, you're not getting a second chance with that over and over and over again. Your touch ain't going to turn her on no more. The things that you say to her, that used to inspire her, encourage her, motivate her, charm her maybe, it's going to start falling on deaf ears. You're going to get the physical presence of that woman, but the second chances that she was giving you, even against her own will, she's not going to be capable of giving you that. Ladies, if I'm speaking facts, put facts. So men can know I'm not just talking out the side of my mouth. They love some kind of way to remain in delusion about what I'm saying because it's uncomfortable to hear. But you can't expect to keep getting the same version of a woman over and over again after you keep disappointing her. Again, I'm trying to be as balanced and contextual as possible. We all make mistakes. So if you're talking about something, hey man, you're running a little bit late and you didn't send the text to say I'm running 10 minutes late. We're not talking about that. Okay. We're not talking about that. You didn't help with the dishes one night because you was consumed with work or whatever. You just went and played the game or watched TV. We're not talking about that. But you did something that got her looking stupid for supporting you, for loving you. You did something that damaged real friendships. You told her her friends were hating on her, jealous of her, et cetera, but they turned out to be right the whole time. And you think you're going to keep getting the same version of that woman after you keep running her into those situations. Oh, because she's physically there. You're getting fooled, brother. A woman leaves mentally before she finally walks out physically. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of times they actually want to still be with you. Like they want to believe that first version that you presented yourself as is actually real. And even they won't have the power to give you a second chance. Now, I'm just your big brother, sis. I am, bro. I'm your big brother. I want every woman on here within the sound of my voice to stop even giving second chances to get to that point. Because the work you got to do to pick yourself back up even after you leave that man takes time. Honestly, if you use the right strategies, it can be a lot quicker. But for most people, they live with those scars and those wounds for years and years and years. Now, if you're one of my students, if you watch my master classes, I give you the way to accelerate that process. Because a lot of times what's keeping a lot of you women that gave a man that chance to hurt you like that, and you just believed and you just kept giving chances, and he gonna act right eventually, I gotta be patient. But a lot of y'all stay stuck in those wounds and that hurt and those triggers and those questions about yourself and all the ways that he taught you to have lesser standards and self-esteem and have lesser confidence that a man can treat you right. A lot of y'all stay stuck in that because the soul ties have yet to be severed. The soul ties are kind of that bridge. It's like you kick a person out of your life, but they get to squat on your mind, on your energy, on your spirit, on your soul by way of the soul ties. It's a little bit to get into. Most people ain't gonna talk about soul ties. I did in depth. So if you want more on that conversation and how to break those soul ties for good, even if there's multiple, I put the link down here again, but it's Derek'sFreeMasterclass.com. Matter of fact, if you're on Facebook, you can click that little link, little icon, and you ain't got to leave the video. Register now. Watch that right after we get off. Because a lot of the soul tie severance is your freedom papers, not you just physically leaving the man that was toxic and played in your face. And a lot of times, whenever you let that man back in, that's because the soul tie is still there, even though you know he don't deserve you. A lot of times when you can't even leave that man, even though you're still in a relationship, it's because the soul tie is there. You know he don't deserve you. You know he playing with you. Come on. But you can't even. You just don't know. You need some more confirmation. You need him to break you all over again. The soul tie is there. His name get brought up. You see him. It'll mess up your whole mood for the day. Soul tie. You go to a new man, green flags all over the place, and all you can think about is how you got hurt the last time that you believed in a man. Soul tie still there. Riri Fowler says you watched it and loved it. I'm telling you, I've gotten thousands of testimonials from this. Easily the most powerful masterclass I've done yet, and it's free. So if you want, you can lead the horse to water. You can't make him drink. You know what I'm saying? But those of y'all who do want the actual steps to take so you can accelerate your release from all the toxic exes of men who didn't deserve you. Again, I put that link down in the comments. It's pinned right here. Derek's Free Masterclass, Break the Soul Tie. Moral of the story is this is, yes, forgive and forget. But what you forget is really important in this process. Like I said in the beginning, don't forget what he did. Don't forget the lesson that you should have learned. Don't forget that. You learned the lesson. When it happened, you learned this lesson. And you're like, oh, I'm going to forget it. No, that's not what God meant for you. That's not what we're doing here. Because even in the Bible, it says, above all else, guard your heart. Heart is used synonymously with the mind. Guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your thoughts. This person showed you he was willing to break your mind, break your heart. This person showed you he was no good. He wanted to plant seeds of doubt in your worth. He wanted to plant seeds of comparison with other women as if you needed to measure up in order to be treated like a human being. He wanted to do things that were negative, poisonous, detrimental to your mind, your heart. So as you forgive. And again, there's a process to get there in a healthy way. But what you need to forget, and there's an active part of this, is the lie that you bought into that this man was safe to love. And then that's going to allow you to then cut the soul tie so that your heart can forget it was ever broken by that man. And therefore be ready to be received by the man that God has for you. But those are just my thoughts. You know I'm your internet big bro. Got your back, sis. If anything that I said was valuable here, all I ask, not for your money, I just ask that you share it for somebody else to get the same value that you just got. That's all I ask. I take my time out. I'm actually about to go in here, handle some business. But if I was able to be valuable to you, anything I said was resonating with you, hit the share button, whatever the little arrow is. Oh, and if you want access to the masterclass, I'm going to leave it up a little bit longer. Right now, go ahead and jump over and watch that free masterclass at Derek'sFreeMasterclass.com. I put the link down here in the comments. It's pinned right here. It's also this little link will take you there or at the top. Flav Ramsey said registered. Yeah. Flav, I might have to see you on there because I look at all the comments. I look at all of them, all the questions. So if you got one, make sure you put it on the masterclass.